What's up, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans all around the world? This is Salvador from Wrestle Vault, and I am beyond angry. How many more superstars have to go down before WWE finally opens its eyes? Bronson Reed, the unstoppable Tsunami, the beast from down under, possibly staring at the end of his career because of a horrible torn bicep on Raw? This is not just an injury, it is a disaster, a smack in the face to every single fan who cheers these warriors on. If you feel the same fire I do right now, smash that like button, drop your hottest takes in the comments. Is WWE cursed? Who is next? And pass this video along to every wrestling fan you know. Stay with me until the very end because we are going deep into all the details, the wild theories, and why this could change WrestleMania forever. You will not believe what we are about to uncover. Alright folks, let us go back to last Monday Night Raw, February 23rd, 2026, live and loud. The energy in that building was on fire, fans chanting, signs flying everywhere, and the road to Elimination Chamber getting hotter by the minute. Bronson Reed, a key member of the powerful faction known as The Vision, was locked into a high-stakes, triple-threat Elimination Chamber qualifying match against Jey Uso and the mysterious original El Grande Americano, who we all know is Chad Gable hiding behind that mask, but that's a whole other conversation. Reed was running the show out there, throwing his opponents around like they weighed nothing. But then, in one split second that nobody will ever forget, everything fell apart. Hello viewers, if you are new here, please do not forget to like and hit that subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. Here's what happened. Jey Uso had Americano down on the mat after a brutal superkick. The referee's hand was hitting the canvas, 1, 2, and here comes Reed, throwing his 330-pound body across the ring like a cannonball to break up the pin. His right arm slammed into Americano's ribs, but his body kept rolling forward. That arm stayed stuck while the rest of him tumbled over, and just like that, instant pain. Reed grabbed his bicep, his face flooded with agony, and rolled right out of the ring. Medical staff rushed over, the crowd fell completely silent, and the match came to a dead stop. Jey and Americano had to figure out the ending on their own because Reed simply couldn't get back in. Jey pinned Americano, earned his spot in the chamber, but at what price? Look at that shot right there, the exact moment it happened. You can see his arm bending in a way it never should. Truly heartbreaking. Michael Cole, later that same night, delivered the gut punch. Bronson Reed has suffered a distal biceps tear rupture and will be out for the immediate future. A distal biceps tear. But what does that actually mean? Let me make it simple, because this is far from your everyday bump or bruise. The distal biceps tendon is what connects your biceps muscle to the bone in your lower arm. When it tears, it's like a rubber band snapping under way too much pressure. The signs? Swelling, bruising, and a serious loss of strength. Reed more than likely felt a loud pop followed by an overwhelming wave of pain. For athletes like him, surgery is almost always the only path forward to reconnect the tendon. And recovery? We're looking at a minimum of 3 to 6 months, people. That means rehab, physical therapy, and a long road back. For someone like Reed, who lives and breathes raw power, his tsunamis, his power bombs, this kind of setback hits differently. Is it career-ending? Not necessarily, but at 37 years old, with the injury history he already carries, this is a serious warning sign. Now let's talk about why this has me so fired up. Bronson Reed was supposed to win that match. Word from those in the know confirmed he was originally booked to move on to Elimination Chamber, going head-to-head with Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams for a chance at Drew McIntyre's undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. Instead, everything got flipped upside down, and Jey Uso stepped into that spot. Great news for Jey, but for Reed, he's on the shelf with no clear return date. And this isn't just bad luck. It's the third major injury to hit the Vision faction. Seth Rollins is out, recovering from a torn rotator cuff, Braun Breaker has been sidelined as well, and now Reed is down too. A faction that was supposed to rule 2026 is falling apart piece by piece. Fans on X are already calling it a curse. One user at MiamiDag305 wrote, Michael Cole confirms that Bronson Reed suffered a biceps tear and is out indefinitely. This team is cured. It's time to end it. Cured? Pretty sure they meant cursed. Another fan at the Wrestle Show said, breaking news as Michael Cole revealed Bronson Reed is suffering from a distal biceps tear and will be out of action indefinitely. The Vision can't catch a break for nothing. Couldn't have said it better. Is there a dark cloud hanging over this group, or is WWE's brutal schedule simply grinding these athletes into the ground? Let's take a moment to really appreciate who Bronson Reed is.
Born Jermaine Halian in Adelaide, Australia, this man's story is nothing short of remarkable. He built his name on the independent scene under the name Jonah, tearing through promotions like Pro Wrestling Noah and New Japan Pro Wrestling, earning the nickname Auszilla for his massive and intimidating presence. He signed with WWE in 2019 and quickly took over NXT, capturing the North American Championship in 2021 after an intense feud with Johnny Gargano. Remember that cage match? Absolutely incredible. Called up to the main roster in 2023, Reed has been a force to be reckoned with. Feuds with Seth Rollins, battles in War Games, and that unforgettable Tsunami splash through the announce table on Raw. Joining the Vision in 2025 felt like his golden ticket to the top, standing alongside powerhouses like Rollins and Breakker. But injuries have followed him before. A foot injury back in 2024 kept him away for months. And now this? It is beyond frustrating, because Reed has been performing at the highest level of his career, putting on incredible matches week after week. Take a look at this image of Reed in pain at ringside. You can see it all over his face. The defeat, the hurt, the medical team surrounding him. How does a simple pin breakup lead to something this serious? PW Insider reports it all came down to his arm jamming awkwardly against Americano's body at the wrong moment. But here's where the real anger kicks in. Is WWE doing enough to look after its talent? The schedule never slows down. Raw, SmackDown, premium live events, house shows, international tours. These are not actors playing roles. They are real athletes pushing their bodies well past normal human limits. Remember CM Punk's triceps tear? Orton's ongoing back troubles? Now Reed. This is becoming a pattern and fans have had enough. On X at Elite Club SOB shared a video clip of the announcement, and hundreds of people flooded the comments with messages wishing Reed a speedy recovery. But bouncing back from a distal biceps tear is anything but quick. Doctors say full strength typically comes back 4 to 6 months after surgery, but when you add the demands of professional wrestling on top of that, it could take even longer. Reed might miss WrestleMania. He could even miss SummerSlam, and that means lost momentum, lost storylines, and lost opportunity. Time for something a little different, folks. Buckle up, because this is where Wrestle Vault goes beyond just the news. What if this injury is not simply a case of bad luck? There are quiet conversations happening behind the scenes suggesting that the Vision's fast rise to power has made them some serious enemies. Could there be something more going on? Think about it. El Grande Americano is Chad Gable, one of the most calculated and technical wrestlers in the game. Was the way that pin was set up actually a trap? Or is there something even bigger at play? Could rival factions like the Bloodline or Judgment Day be working behind the curtain? Some fans have even tied it to the faction's name itself. The Vision implies sight, yet they keep getting blindsided by injuries. Far-fetched? Maybe, but it makes you think. Picture this. Reed's absence causes the whole faction to crack from the inside, building to a shocking betrayal at Elimination Chamber. Rollins comes back and points the finger at Breakker, and just like that, brand new rivalries are born. Or consider this. Reed uses this time away to reshape himself completely, returning as a leaner, more dangerous solo force with the entire roster in his sights. That's what makes wrestling so captivating. Even the darkest moments carry the seeds of something great. The fan reaction online has been massive. Corey Hayes 407's post crossed over 100 likes. Michael Cole announces that Bronson Reed has torn his bicep and will be out indefinitely, paired with a gut-wrenching image. The comments ran the full range, from "Get well soon, big man," all the way to "WWE seriously needs to fix their safety protocols." KG206 caught it live and wrote, "There's gonna be no vision left. Looks like a possible torn bicep for Bronson Reed." The wrestling community is showing up for Reed, but the frustration underneath it all is really real. And why would it not be? Because Reed is the kind of wrestler fans connect with deeply. A guy who clawed his way up from nothing, beat the odds time and again, only to be brought down by one brutal moment. Let's look even closer at the medical picture. A distal biceps tear often happens in men over 30 when the muscle is being stretched and forced to work at the same time, which is exactly what happened to Reed in that moment of impact. Surgery means the surgeon actually drills into the bone and uses special anchors to reattach the tendon. After that, the arm is kept still for several weeks before rehab slowly begins. The success rate is strong, around 95%, but there are still risks involved, such as nerve damage or the tendon tearing again. For comparison, John Cena tore his pec muscle back in 2007 and still managed to return within a matter of months. But Reed's size brings extra complications. A bigger frame puts more pressure on the repair during recovery. Will he ever be exactly the same? That is truly the biggest question hanging in the air right now. The damage this does to the Vision cannot be understated. When they were formed in 2025, they felt like the new version of the Shield. Rollins as the brain, Breakker as the muscle, and Reed as the enforcer who held it all together. With Rollins already out since late 2025 recovering from rotator cuff surgery, and Braun Breakker on the shelf as well due to what is rumored to be a knee issue, Reed was the last man standing and holding the group together. Now even he is gone. Their WrestleMania plans are in pieces. No chamber spot, no title run in sight. Does this mean the faction is finished? Or does someone step up to rebuild it, maybe pulling a rising talent from NXT like Javon Evans? The impact spreads far and wide. With Jey Uso now taking Reed's spot at Elimination Chamber this Saturday in Chicago, the whole landscape shifts. Randy Orton could very well steal the win and set up a dream WrestleMania match that nobody saw coming. But we should never lose sight of the human side of all this. Bronson Reed is a husband and a father. This injury takes him away from the ring, but it also takes something away from him personally. That rush, that purpose, that feeling of performing in front of thousands of people who love what he does. His Instagram has been quiet since Raw, but expect a heartfelt post before too long. Fans, show up for him, tag him, send your love, let them know the community has his back. Wrestling truly is a family, and right now one of our own needs that support more than ever. And on that note, WWE, it's time to listen up. How many more of these injuries have to happen before real changes are made? Better rest schedules, more thorough medical checkups, maybe a closer look at which high-risk moves are absolutely necessary.